All right, guys, let's spend a few minutes now talking about this concept of software apps versus web apps. Now, as your ICANN statement kind of alluded to, the idea of a software app is basically any piece of software, any program that is installed on your computer and appears on your computer. Okay, and to run it, you have to open it on your computer, and it doesn't rely on a connection to the internet for it to work. Okay, the difference between that and a web app, okay, is the fact that a web app is something that you would use through your browser, and you must have an internet connection to use. Now, there's some gray area with some of that because there are now some apps that can do both depending on your operating system. And we'll talk about those a little bit later. But for right now, for this example, when we talk about something, we're talking about whether or not I can use that app on my computer or any digital device, or do I have to be able to connect to the internet and use a browser to use that app? And so that's the definition we're going to go with. So when I think about something like Typing Web, which we use a lot here in class, obviously, in order to use Typing Web, I have to use a web browser and I have to be connected to the internet to work on that. So by definition, that would be a web app or a web application. I must go online. I must have a browser to use it. Excuse me. For something like a program, let's say like GarageBand, all right, GarageBand is from Apple, and if I were to go, I'm going to go back here a little bit. If I were to go into Macintosh HD, if I were to go into the applications folder here, I would find GarageBand listed in my applications folder. Okay, that tells me that there is something installed on my computer so that I can use GarageBand. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close this real quick. For ease of speed of the video here, I had GarageBand open already. But I notice here now in GarageBand, I can go in here. It's its own program. I don't need to use the browser at all to use it, and I can simply use it without any internet connection. So it's installed on my computer, and I don't need the internet to be able to use it. Now, there might be some features in GarageBand that do need the internet. Okay, there's some tutorials I can find. There's some other features within the program that I may need the internet for. But as far as being able to create music and do most of what GarageBand offers, I don't need internet. I can be out in the middle of a field or in a building with no internet access and still use GarageBand. So I hope that kind of clears that up here and the difference between the two. So again, think about, do I need a web browser? Do I need internet to use that program? That's probably a web app. If it's something that's installed on my computer and I can open it without any internet connection, that most likely is a software app. I hope that makes sense.